Hey everybody, and welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. Today I'm going to show you guys some of my US no blurry NMPZ attempts, NMPZ being no moving, panning, or zooming of course. I've gotten really into this format in the last month or so. It's a great way to practice your landscape and architecture skills in a certain country or region. I got a high score on Twitch in November, and ever since then I've been trying to break it. I will also show you guys the Twitch clip first, so that's going to have live audio. For the rest of them, I'll just do a voiceover. So here we go, let's play it back. Alright, let's, I'm gonna do one more individual, one more with chat, and then we'll move on. Oh god, this is bait. I'm getting baited here, but... it should be Jersey. South. Or north. Fuck off. I don't think this is one of our bollards. I definitely have to look at that list, though. Nebraska hedge. Hey, that worked. It's fine. Highway 385, Old Highway 79. We could actually get this one pinpointed. Or at least close. I'm gonna try. So 385 is somewhere out here. I don't know exactly how far out to look or where. But I know 85 is here. Here's 385. Okay. So... oh my god. There's 79. Oh, that's State Highway 79. No, it's a county highway. Shit. Okay. I thought I had it. But yeah, 385 just kind of ends up here. So I'm gonna go here. Oh, I shouldn't have moved it. I should have zoomed in to look for 79 as well. God damn. Okay, this time we're in Minnesota on the 4 going north. Again, we can try and get close. Jesus, that's South Dakota. Where's the 4? Here it is. So... let's just hedge it there. Oh my fucking god. That was too lucky. Wow. Wow. Final one. We're on for my best score of this whole thing. Oh, I can't tell the plate. I really don't know about this one. It feels like... over here. I just don't know what the plate is. I wish I could zoom in on it, but obviously I cannot. Okay, where to go to maximize points? This is for my new high score here. As long as I can get 2,000 something, at least, we'll break it. 2,600, I think. There's no way that's one of the Utah plates, is there? Maybe I'll hedge in Tri-Point. Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, Tri-Point. The plate's just weird. I don't know. This is the downfall, but as long as I get 2,600-ish or more. Here we go. It was a Utah plate. Wow, it was one of the weird Utah plates. Okay. So 21,363, that's a new personal best for me, US NMPZ. So for the rest of these clips, these are all off-camera practice rounds that I played. The first one here had a bunch of Nebraska plates. Now I, at first, thought it was going to be a repeat. I knew there was a small town sort of like this, I think it was called Ashland or something. I'd seen it before, so I thought maybe we were there. So I was looking for it. I found it, and I was trying to see if I could find this furniture store or the shopping trips or something like that, but it wasn't really lining up there. But I knew it was going to be Nebraska somewhere anyway, so I think I just ended up sticking with this town. But yeah, you can see it didn't really work out there, but it still was Nebraska, so that's good. The next round We were in a city here. The Range Rover to the left had a Pennsylvania plate. I wasn't too sure which city this would be. I think I just guessed Pittsburgh and hoped for the best there. And I don't think it was actually there. Let's see. Nope. It was Allentown. So again, got the state there. Wasn't right. This time we had the Champaign-Urbana mass transit bus. Of course, Champaign-Urbana is home to U of I. And it looked like we were going to be smack dab in the middle of campus here. I have been to this campus a few times, not super familiar with it, but it looked like we were about there, and I actually did pick the right street, which was really awesome. So for the fourth round, it was a very flat and sort of dry-looking agricultural area, so my first thought was the Central Valley of California, so I went into the map and kind of just plonked it down west of Fresno there. It was a little further south, but I was pretty happy with that one. And then the final round here was a beautiful Gen 4 interstate highway. It looked a lot like Utah to me. That was my first instinct. And so I zoomed into the map, looking at I-15 at first, but I figured it would be a bit more built up if we were there. Got all those sort of suburbs there. So I switched over to 84, and luckily that was a great call. Ended up with a 3.3 kilometer guess. I was really happy about that one. Final score for this round was actually 21,353. 10 points less than my high score from stream, which was ridiculous. I did not know this at the time, but very, very close score there. So that was pretty cool. So the next game here in this string of attempts was actually crazy. I think I threw this game in here because we ended up in some strange locations. This one was Chicago on Michigan Avenue, downtown of course, and I tried to figure out which street it would be. Looked like we were pretty close to the Art Institute, and so just judging on the cross street there, we could not see the name, but using the cross street and everything, I assumed it was going to be Jackson there. So I clicked on the wrong side of the street in hindsight, but still got the 5K, which I was really happy about. So this game was shaping up to be pretty good. Next one, just sort of a flat, kind of boring agricultural region. My mind went to Illinois, Indiana, maybe Ohio, but I think I ended up hedging on the border of Indiana and Illinois here. So yeah, just kind of zoomed in here, chose a random place, plonked it down, and went with it. And it was Ohio. So, yeah, that kind of round is pretty tough to narrow down. So it wasn't the worst score there. This round, I'm actually not too sure what happened here. This looks southern to me. I don't really remember this game much, but this looks southern. And for some reason, I'm zooming into Ohio. Maybe I thought the license plate was Ohio, but I don't know. Something doesn't add up here. This is southern. Yeah, it was South Carolina. So I don't know why I went for Ohio there. Must have been the plate. Here I think was another kind of plate plus landscape one. It looked kind of like Colorado to me. And so I think I went for Denver here. I'm pretty sure anyway. Yep, I sure did. And it ended up being Greeley, so not a bad guess there. I was pretty happy with that one. And the final round for this game, not going to be a record breaker for myself, but we ended up with some mountains in the distance to the south. Looked like a western sort of town somewhere. Yeah, that was about it though. So I think I went for Idaho here. I figured that would be a safe enough guess. I looked at Boise first, didn't look too good. Then I switched to Pocatello, I think, because we had the mountains south. So I figured that might be a better guess there, but it ended up actually being Colorado again in Grand Junction. So final score for that game, 18,416. So not the greatest score there relatively, but I threw that one in because of the Chicago location, and also the Colorado guess was pretty good. So let's move on to the next one. So this game was actually interesting. We started out right on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin. We had both state highway shields there, indicating that we were just crossing over into Wisconsin, going north-south. So I was scanning along the border for the two roads, the Illinois 2 and the Wisconsin 213. I didn't see the Illinois 2 at first. Eventually I did find it. But yeah, it looked like a small town. Looking over here in the northern suburbs of Chicago as well. But eventually I found it in Beloit, Wisconsin, which is right there. And so we were going to be on the border somewhere. It looked like there was a river just north of us, which I assumed was that Turtle Creek thing there. So I clicked down there and got a 5K. So that was a great first round for this game. Second one ended up in a city somewhere. Wasn't recognizable to me. Wasn't sure of the license plate on that car there either. But it looks vaguely Midwestern / mid-central of the country. So that was my assumption here. I just was not sure on the plate or what city this was. So I think eventually I gave it a few more final thoughts and just went for Louisville, I think. So yeah, again, just kind of an architectural analysis here because the plates didn't help me out too much. But yeah, just went for Louisville. And as you're about to see, it was not actually there, but not the worst guess ever. It was Columbus, Ohio. And I think that round actually ended up on a Reddit challenge a few weeks after I played this. I'm not sure. I think it did anyway. This one looked like another Midwestern city. For some reason, I got a very Iowa vibe from this place. I don't know what it was, but I went for Des Moines, and it ended up actually being in Iowa. So I was pretty happy with that one. Next round looked a lot like Texas. We didn't have Texas asphalt, but just sort of the foliage and the trees and grass and everything looked very Texan to me, somewhere vaguely south. So I was looking sort of between Houston and San Antonio there. In hindsight, I should have gone a little further south here because I think it looks a little different there. I might be wrong, but I did end up just leaving it there in between those two cities. And it did end up being much further south, way closer to Mexico there. And the final round here, again, looked like a Midwestern city based on that one building. We had no front plates on a few cars, which left us with just two states it could be, Michigan or Indiana. So I think I ended up choosing a city relatively close to the border here. I think I went for Fort Wayne. So I figured that would be a safe enough hedge. And yeah, I think I eventually just went for that. In hindsight, going for something like South Bend probably would have gotten me a better score, as you'll see. But yeah, I showed you guys in the video there, sort of put my mouse over the two states, and it ended up being Kalamazoo, Michigan. So the final score for that game, 20,731, a better attempt, still not a personal best for me. So now moving on to the next game. We started out here in a location that took a while to load, looked very northeastern from the get-go. We had front plates, and the car on the right there seemed like a New Hampshire license plate. So I think I did end up going for it. I was just trying to see if there were any clues about the city here. I don't think we had any, so I just went for Manchester as a sort of hedge. And it was really close to the Massachusetts border there. Round number 2, we had an Idaho plate on the white car there. Again, I was trying to see if there was anything giving away the city here, but I didn't see anything. We had that one sort of dry-looking mountain sort of off to the south. In hindsight, that does sort of resonate more with northern Idaho, which is where this was. But I went for American Falls for some reason, and yeah, it was Lewiston, so further north, but it was the right state, at least. This round, we had a Florida license plate, and I think this was an insane guess. It looked pretty much just like Central Florida to me, so I went for Ocala, and it was actually there, which was nuts. Still can't even get over that, how insane that is. The next round here, I would have sworn that that red car on the left had a Wisconsin plate. It honestly might have, and they might have just been visiting, so I went for Fond du Lac, hoping it was there, and it was not at all. It was Illinois, so not a terrible score, but was kind of surprising. And the final round here looked like the Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico. On the Ford there, we had what seemed like an Arizona plate. And based on the landscape, I thought it looked like southern Arizona. So I went for Tucson, and it actually was there, which was amazing. So 2 pretty insane guesses in one attempt there. Again, not a personal best, but almost 21K. The next game here put us in a dry-looking location in the northwest. Immediately, my mind went to northern Idaho here, and I did actually make the right call, as you'll see. So I was pretty happy with this one. So I kind of just plopped it down sort of near Moscow there, and it was pretty close, so I was very happy with that round. The next one here looked again southwest. The license plate of that car was unfortunately blocked by the little tree there, but based on the landscape, I was thinking it might be close to the border of Arizona and New Mexico. I didn't go with it because I got a little bit more of a New Mexico vibe out of this. I went for Albuquerque, but had I gone on the border, would have been insane because it was in Gallup there. So that could have been a crazy score. This round we had Missouri license plates, and the homes were very much so a wealthy part of St. Louis to me. So I zoomed into St. Louis. Central West End is what I thought was a pretty wealthy neighborhood. I clicked there to start, but then I switched it to a little further north of Forest Park there. I'm not sure what my thought process was, and it actually was Central West End. I could have had a 5K there if I didn't change. But oh well. Round number 4 here, it said Northeast Motorsports. Landscape also fit with the Northeast. I think I might have gone... No, I went for Massachusetts, not New Hampshire this time. But I figured Massachusetts was a safe enough guess. So I kind of went for Northern Mass, kind of close to New Hampshire there. Sort of in Fitchburg. Went for it, and it was Maine. Unfortunate, but not a terrible score there, 43-45. And final round here, we were in for a great score, a new personal best perhaps. We had the Pennsylvania flag and a 412 area code. In hindsight, I really should have known that 412 was the Pittsburgh area. Just based on the numbers, it seemed like a larger city area code, but I, for some reason, didn't do that. I went for sort of in the middle, near Altoona. Hollidaysburg there, I guess. And that ended up being a score of 42-12, so not terrible there. So the final score there, 22-183, a new personal best for me, which I was really happy with. Could have had a much better score there if I thought things through a little more, but that's fine. And our next game here, this one put us in a city that looked a lot like Colorado. It seemed like a Colorado plate on that Toyota there as well, so I think I did just go for the Denver area. And I think that ended up being right as well. I sort of went for Westminster there. Not sure why, but it was actually Denver, which was very exciting. So starting off strong here, this one, my first thought was Utah. So I wasn't sure which highway it was going to be. Definitely an interstate, but I wasn't sure which one. Looking at it more, it was going east-west. So I was looking at Utah. Central Utah... The highway I thought it could have been it's more dry where it goes east-west on I-70 there. So then I sort of switched to southwest Wyoming there, and unfortunately it wasn't right. It was central Utah, just on a part of the I-15 there that was more east-west. This one I thought we had a DC street sign. Not sure why I thought that, but the architecture and plates seemed to line up with the DC area, so I went for it. Unfortunately, it was Richmond, but not a terrible score there as far as this goes. Round number 4 here, Appalachia. Looked like a classic town in Pennsylvania or West Virginia or Ohio. I was getting a lot of sort of southwest Pennsylvania vibes out of this town. So you can see here I went for Uniontown, and it actually was southwest PA. I was really happy with that. And final round here again on for a great score. Here it looked like Florida. We had a sort of mid-sized city next to a lake. I didn't know the area code there, but that just reassured me it would be a relatively big city. I went for Orlando because I know they have a lot of lakes, especially near the downtown. So I chose one that was just north of it, and it was actually Orlando, so I was very, very happy with that. And in this game, we broke my record again, getting 22,546. So I was really happy with this. So thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way through. My next goal is to get 23K or more. That's going to be really tough to get, but I'm going to keep trying. This is a really fun format. Let me know what your personal best NMPZ US score is in the comments, and I will see you guys later with some more GeoGuessr content.